Welcome to Ladies of Another View on Back. We have some exciting news that we want to share. The three of us are actually going to a special event down in Dallas, Texas. It is called For God and Country Patriot Roundup. And so we'll be leaving tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and we'll get back Monday night. But while we're there, we're going to run into there's all kinds of speakers. There's Sidney Powell's going to be there, Lynn Wood's going to be there.
Not just regular speakers, man. These are high caliber folks to learn from.
Absolutely.
General Michael Flynn.
Yeah.
Sure. So I just wanted to say the Patriot Voice, it's the inaugural kickoff for the God and Country Patriot Roundup. It's taking place this weekend in Dallas, Texas. There's their website. They encouraged family members, just anyone to go ahead. Anybody in the world can go ahead and attend this event. And there was a fee to get in, but you could get the VIP event or you could get just the regular pass. And we went ahead and chose the VIP passes. And so hopefully we'll get an opportunity to interview some of these, I call them heroes that are just walking among us.
Right.
And so it says for 3 days you'll hear the opportunity of some of your favorite patriots and digital soldiers in both keynote speeches and panel forums. So we'll be able to do question and answer type things. And you'll also have the opportunity to meet and interact with them. And so we're hoping we can get some interviews. And just to list some of them, well, first of all, Doug Billings is going to be there. And a huge shout out to Doug because he is just huge for our country, for the conservative voice. For Beck, he is exclusive to Beck. Beck owns the rights to his show. And just to talk a little bit about Doug, you know, he had quite the following. It happened right after the election in November. And he got 20 million viewers on his YouTube, and they decided to take him off. They booted him off because he had too many conservative people in one place. Can you guys believe that?
Yeah. Well, that's how they've been doing it to all of the patriots on all of the medias. You know, it doesn't matter if you were on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. If they don't like what you're saying, they just take you down and tell you that we don't want anyone else to be able to learn what you already know. And these folks have dug for the information and they found it and they've been kind enough to share it with anyone that will listen.
And what's so funny, when you say that they'll take you down, not only will they take you down, but they'll kick you on the way down, but we scratch our way back up to the top. Because you can't keep good people down. You can't keep a good conservative voice down. It's just, and thank God that we have Beck, that we have a place that we can talk about these issues.
Amen. And for Beck to do what they're doing, even if our viewers, some of them don't agree with us, that's good. I think good debate and good ideas coming from both sides of an issue, that helps us grow and build a unity around what our common ground is and also know where we differ and how we differ so that maybe we understand each other a little bit better. And I think that's so vital to just unite our country again. And we aren't seeing a lot of that in the mainstream media and on even right down to our local channels who are owned by big corporations. I mean, they have their talking points that they need to follow too. And here on Beck, we have the freedom to bring another view. And I just think it is amazing. In my lifetime, it's one of my miracles that this is a forum that has happened. And I'm just so honored to be a part of it for whatever it's worth for the viewers, you know. We love hearing from you. We love seeing you go to our Facebook page and comment on things that we're doing. Because the more we hear from you, the more we understand you, and the more we hope to bring to you so that you understand us and, just build a better community.
Right, and to play off of that too, Carmen, that's what Beck wanted. He wanted real people. When I say he, it's they, the board, everyone here at Beck, real people with real news. So we don't read off of anything. I mean, we take our own notes. That's what we get. Yeah. We don't have talking points that they tell us, you have to say this, you can't say that. There's just nothing. There is nothing that we can't discuss on this show. And because we are not the mainstream media yet. Right? And so hopefully there'll be other conservative shows that are popping up and coming forward and just making America better again, or getting back to our roots, getting back to some sort of normalcy, I guess you would call it.
Well, something that you said kind of made me remember a conversation I had over the past weekend. And there's a lot of people out there that instead of having a conversation and learning about each other's views, like you were indicating there. They set out to destroy one another in their hopes to destroy the message. And instead of having a conversation where we learn from one another and we understand one another's viewpoints so that even if we do disagree, we can agree to disagree and still remain normal people, still remain family, still remain friends. And I think that learning from higher caliber folks who have been in the trenches where we have not been, meaning these folks that we are going to learn from, they are going to have a perspective that we in our everyday lives don't enjoy. And I think that if they can share with us some of the truths that we aren't getting because national news doesn't tell us everything, and we are in North Dakota, we are not in Chicago or New York City or LA or some of the big metropolitan areas where the news is kind of maybe happening and we're kind of hearing the after effects. We're going to have a chance to hear what's really going on.
And I think one of the values, too, of our program and the fact that Beck has this new news channel now is that we get to bring a perspective that isn't Chicago or New York.
Yes.
And we live in a community still, thank God, and a state where there's not near the shootings, there's not near the crime that you're seeing in some of these big cities. And why is their crime rate so high? You know, per capita, when you compare apples to apples per capita, we're a very low crime rate state. Why is that? And I go back to, I believe that it is because we still have the opportunity to present good, conservative, God-fearing morals, values, what built our nation, what built our state, what built our community. We still get to talk about those here. And that doesn't happen very often, even in sitcoms or dramas on our shows at night or whatever. You don't hear a lot of emphasis. You know, when you think back to like when I was a kid, the old half-hour westerns, you know, that, you know, somebody's defending somebody's honor and some gal's in trouble and the cowboy rides in to save her. And I mean, and, you know, Lassie and some of those programs, maybe today a lot of the kids or the adults think they'd be cheesy, but the message was so strong in what built us. And it's just so awesome that we get a chance to capitalize on that in the fact that we get to promote it and encourage it to grow and keep growing in our state and maybe spread from there, right?
Right. Well, and they also, I just want to point this out, it says, although this has been although this has been a time of uncertainty for many, it is also a time of excitement as we witness political history being made before our eyes. I mean, isn't that the truth?
Amen.
What better time and place to get together for fellowship and celebrate with your Patriot family? We feel it couldn't be a better time, so saddle up and join us in beautiful Dallas this Memorial Weekend. So we can't wait to get down there and just to be in the trenches with them and get firsthand knowledge, not like I heard or she heard or we heard.
Right.
It's like we're going to get firsthand knowledge and we're going to get it right back to you guys. And that will be next week. We'll have a few segments on it.
Right.
We're trying to get the organizers that are putting on the event are supposed to be joining us, so hopefully they'll be here to talk about it a little bit. But I guess what we can do for now is we're going to cover some stuff on Memorial Day, and we also have some movie information for you guys. You're going to love it. So stick around. We'll be right back after these messages on Ladies of Another View on Beck.
Respect, innovation, trust, and excellence. These core values can be seen in every building built by Straightway Construction. In the community for over 15 years, Straightway Construction has become the premier construction company for commercial projects. From dirt to design and framing to finish, Straightway Construction is your #1 choice. You won't have to look far to find a project that has that Straightway touch. Call them today or go online to straightwayconstruction.com and let them make your vision a reality.
If you don't know what's going on in education in this country, then you don't know what's going to happen in the future of this country. And it's important. I'm Dr. Duke.
And I'm Katie.
Watch the Dr. Duke Show weekdays at 4 p.m. Central Time on Beck TV.
Hi, I'm Dennis Haugen, along with my sons Andy and Mike, and we're showing our support for wind energy in North Dakota.
Wind energy has provided farmers like us with a steady stream of income that's not tied to the weather like crops and cattle are.
Another bonus is that wind farm owners are required to maintain the roads leading up to the turbines. Because of that, oftentimes these roads are the best in the county. Wind energy is good for landowners, it's good for the land, it's good for our economy, and it's good for North Dakota.
I'm Rick Becker from No Apologies. Welcome to your after hours oasis of sanity. How can these people not see that they're just clowns?
We help simplify and educate you on things going on in the legislature and around the country.
Asking the hard-hitting questions.
But also having Lee Stack and Sid and Marty Croft stuff, and we've talked about that sometimes. It's bad.
Watch us weeknights at 9 Central on Beck News and online at beck.news.
Pub 21, your one stop for fun, drinks, and food. Our spacious facility provides COVID-safe fun for you and all your friends. With nightly bingo and specials, you can be sure there's something to do for everyone. If you're staying in for the night, we've got you covered just across the way with Pub 21 Liquor. We have a wide variety of options, from wine to whiskey and everything in between. Stop in today at 1014 South 12th Street in Bismarck to see what all the buzz is about. You won't be disappointed.
40 years ago, Aero Service Team started with one truck and lots of hard work.
Times may have changed, but the hard work that we put in to get your lives back in order after fire, water, and disaster hasn't.
Over the years, we've seen so many families lose their belongings due to water and fire damage. Restoring homes back to the original state has made every hour of hard work well worth it.
Thank you for trusting our family with yours.
When disaster strikes, you only have to make one call. Aero Service Team does it all.
Welcome back to Ladies of Another View on Beck. I think this is a good time to talk about our veterans and Memorial Day. A lot of people get Veterans Day and Memorial Day mixed up. Veterans Day is when we celebrate our living veterans, those who have served. Memorial Day is when we celebrate those who have passed, and they don't have to have passed in a war or during a time of war in order to be celebrated. It is any veteran that has served our country. It is their day. And so when I think of Memorial Day, I go back to when I was a kid. My dad was in the Legion, and we would go out to the various cemeteries every morning, or excuse me, the morning of Memorial Day. We'd go out to the cemeteries, and they'd do the 21-gun salute. And we'd always go to 2 or 3 of these little tiny cemeteries, so that's always interesting. But I tell you what, we have just been joined by our guests. We had a little glitch, and they are here now. John and Amy of the Patriot Voice, are you guys with us?
Can you hear us?
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we're just going to hear you. We're not going to see you?
Or is it just audio? I'm sorry. I wasn't sure about that.
That's all right. We're welcoming you.
We just have a little glitch going on here. Maybe we'll pick them up on the 3rd segment. But what did you guys... Okay, so I guess it's going to be voice only. We're sorry, just a small glitch in the program here.
I actually prefer that today.
Oh.
No, we were just making sure. We wanted to see if it was voice only or if it was a video. We weren't sure.
And I've been running around like a crazy person, so voice only
I can't imagine.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm sure this close to the event, there are 100 details you have to take care of.
Oh my goodness.
Lots of
so why don't you tell us? Yeah, tell us a little bit about the event itself, like how you came up with it. What was the concept?
Well, okay, it kind of goes back to John has had a long time following on social media, which he has lost because of censorship, like many people on social media. We wanted to put together an event to bring Patriots together and a lot of his followers as well. So initially our event was supposed to be a victory cruise to celebrate Donald Trump's re-election and victory, which that's another story. We still believe he won in a landslide, but again, another story. We were canceled by Norwegian Cruise Line.
Yes, we
did
were.
not want to appear partisan.
Wow.
So we decided, okay, we're going to put the cruise on the back burner, not to mention the fact that with the CDC guidelines, we didn't want our guests to have to be subject to that ever-changing whatever you want to call it. But
Communism.
yeah.
Right, and it is
How
ever
far you go
changing.
on that.
Oh, I'll go all the way. I don't you know.
We then, though, realized we didn't want to wait forever on the cruise lines, and we realized how much
I think you cut out
happened
there.
on January 6th. After what happened with the inauguration, we just felt more than ever it was important to have an event to pull Patriots together. So this is how this event was birthed.
Absolutely. We needed to do something. We didn't want to back down and not do anything because they canceled us on our cruise.
No.
So we found a place that, you know, we thought was accessible for most everybody in Middle America, of course, Dallas. Our church is around here, so it's good for us. We like the area. Little do we know how blue it actually is.
Yeah.
We found that out
Very
pretty quickly after advertising for the event. But we should have picked Fort Worth next time. But
Yes,
I still love that.
it all worked out the way God intended it to work out. And it's just been blessing after blessing after blessing. And we're so grateful to be here right
Very.
now. You know, we could not have done this without the grace of God. So
No, it's just been amazing the way it's all fallen into place. And
absolutely.
we just, with the momentum surrounding the cruise, although it was only advertised for a brief time until we were canceled, we had so much momentum from speakers, from guests, that we thought we've got to do something. Patriots were losing hope, and some people jumping ship. And
yes,
we thought Patriots need to be around other like-minded Patriots. So let's do this. So here we are.
So how many guests do you think are going to be at the event, or what is the registration? Or do you want to talk about that figure?
Yeah, we're expecting about close to 1,000 people.
Wonderful. And I know that there's some VIP events beforehand, and there's people that are signed up for that as well. So that's we're looking forward to that. But so you guys, and we can talk individually about some of the lineup, but you guys have quite the lineup. How did you get such high hitters?
Again, the grace of God. But
absolutely.
I believe we kind of started off with, it never hurts to ask. You know, you just have to ask, and
it's always a no until you ask, right?
Mm-hmm. And tell people what you're about and what the intention of the event is. And early on, we secured some really top-notch speakers like Sidney Powell and General Flynn. And I think they just saw our passion for this country, for God and country, and saw that it was really from our heart and the work we were putting into it, and that we took it very seriously and had all the important details handled, like security, like the venues, all of that.
Yes.
And once they were on board, the rest kind of
fell into place.
Yes.
I mean, and like I said, it's just been favor after favor after favor, you know. And they've tried at every turn to have us canceled. We have a petition against us, over 20,000 strong. In the city of Dallas, it's actually gone national. It's been in the national news, where they're trying to cancel this event. And that should tell you everything you need to know about, you know, the speakers that we have and the message that we're putting forward. Mm-hmm. It scares the hell out of them. And, you know, so what we're doing, you know, it just can't be stopped. You know, we're not going to cower into a corner and back down. We're going to double down. And, you know, it's going to be an amazing event. So we're really excited about it.
I like that. That's really quite the promotion that you have on there. I just love everybody in the cowboy hats. Yeah, I'm so excited. And
we have a great video media guy. His name is iDrop Media. That's what he goes by. And we've always followed his videos. So we thought, let's reach out to iDrop. Maybe he'd be interested in doing all the audiovisual production.
And he gets a ton of requests, as you can well imagine, because his work is incredible.
But he loved our event.
He moved our request all the way to the top to get this done. So he's doing all of the promo work for the entire event. So you guys are going to see when you get there, the fruits of his labor are incredible, and we can't wait to show the world.
Sure. And so I just had something funny that popped in my head. When I was registering for the hotel, I got on with the receptionist, and she asked me where I was going, what I was doing, and I told her all about it. She goes, oh, I want to go to that. I mean, she goes, I know I can't make it this time, but that sounds so interesting. That is exactly what we need. And it's so funny because there are so many quiet there's silent voices out there. They feel the same way, but they're afraid to speak up because they're just afraid because someone's going to shoot them down.
That's right.
Which kind of
there's
explains
a lot of those people coming on their own to this event because they said, like what you said, they don't have anybody in their own lives to talk to about it, or they just kind of follow people. So many people have called us and said, is it weird if we come by ourselves? And we said, no,
not at all. Please do.
You'll make lifelong friends and be around your Patriot family.
Who knows? You just might meet the one.
Yes.
You know? A lot of people
we're
are
leaving
looking
our
for that.
ones at home.
Yeah. Think about it. You know, you've had a lot of people who are, you know, conservative leaning. They've been, you know, they meet up for a date. They tell people that they voted for Trump and that, you know, they're patriots, and they get rejected right off the bat.
I tell you what, we're going to have to take a quick break right now, but when we come back, let's talk a little bit about some of the speakers that you have. That's right after this on Ladies of Another View on Beck.
Jeez, what a mess. Look at that. There's roof stuff everywhere. It's so embarrassing. Ruins the neighborhood. Come on, humans. Let's get this fixed.
Don't let your roof go to the dogs. Call America's Best Contractors for your free estimate.
Need a new woof?
After checking with the rest, go with the best. America's Best Contractors. 258-2412. Online at americasbestcontractorsincorporated.com.
Your Bismarck Bucks are hitting the road this week, Saturday, May 29th, for a 7:05 p.m. kickoff in Des Moines, Iowa, as we take on the Iowa Barnstormers for the IFL Game of the Week. Catch the game locally on Beck Sports and on our national television partner, Stadium, as the Bismarck Bucks look to improve to 4-1 on the season. Hey, go Bucks!
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Thanks to your support, you've helped make MyPillow become one of the fastest growing companies in America. Over the last 12 years, you've helped MyPillow create thousands of jobs right here in the USA.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
That's why I invented MyPillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned. I'm interrupting this commercial right now. Retailers have canceled MyPillow, and to thank you for your support, I'm gonna pass the savings directly on to you. For example, you get my 6-piece towel sets, regular $109.99, now only $44.98, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
How will we?
The car! Your offer has been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
Hey everybody, I'm Doug Billings, your host of The Right Side with Doug Billings on Beck News. We bring you high-profile guests, ladies and gentlemen, exclusive guests. Now, you're not going to see these guests in most of the mainstream media outlets. Another thing that I do here is give guests a platform to speak freely. You're not going to see me censor anybody. Please join us, won't you? Weeknights right here on Beck TV and online at beck.news. Cheers.
Welcome back to Ladies of Another View on Beck. We are joined by John and Amy. They are the organizers of the For God and Country Patriot Roundup that we are going to, and we're leaving tomorrow. We're so excited to get going.
We're so excited you're joining us.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be amazing. Can't wait.
And we're going to run into our buddy Doug Billings. I understand he is going to be one of your speakers there. He is also a Beck celebrity. So tell us.
You told us about you all. We thought we loved it. We love your name, of course. It's fantastic.
Yeah, your name. I was like, Ladies of Another View. They must be like a Patriot spinoff of that cesspool, The View.
That is a compliment. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and so initially, we just have to tell you, initially the whole concept of the show was to watch The View and then come back and kind of give the rest of the story, kind of like the Paul Harvey. Now here's the rest of the story. But we didn't, they weren't going to give us hazard pay for watching it. And the viewers that are watching us, they don't watch that show anyway, so why would we have our people go watch them to see what they said anyway? So it just didn't make sense. So we kind of did our own little spin-off, just kind of to take top news events, whether they're local here in North Dakota or national. And we just had our legislative session too, so we've had a lot of information to give our viewers on the show. And just the emails and texts and the calls that we get from people, it's, oh my gosh, finally a place where we can talk about, you know, subjects that aren't banned on mainstream media.
Yes. And there isn't the X and false information like you get on Facebook all the time,
right?
Weird fact checks.
We are 100% anti-mainstream media, Mockingbird mainstream media.
We both have been 100% taken off of Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
We have no presence there. So people will say, there's a show, I mean, an exercise thing I wanted to subscribe to, but you can only watch it on Facebook. And I said, well, I can't do that. So.
I've been permanently banned from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of them. I cannot make another account.
So where can people find you if they're looking for you?
Well, they can find me on Telegram at QAnonJohn17. That's my channel. You can find me, you can join the chat group for the Patriot Voice on Telegram at QStorm1111. You can find me on Parler at QStorm1111. You can find me on Gab at QAnon_John. And you can also find me on CloutHub at QAnonJohn.
And I'm not really on social media right now, but that's just as well for the time being. I will be, and there's going to be some new platforms coming around.
Yes.
And then I'll get back on. But our website for this event,
we're working on developing one right now. In fact, so.
Now this is in such this is in such a big community, and I noticed on your website that you had security by First Amendment Praetorian. Did I say that correctly?
You did, yes.
It's a whole bunch of guys that were former military, former law enforcement, that type of thing, and they're doing this pro bono. How did this event qualify for that?
Partially. We have a good amount invested in security, with some with them and some otherwise, but they do most of it pro bono, and that's just an amazing.
That's just their model. You know, they want to support Patriot events throughout the country, and they've actually walked with General Flynn and his family in Washington, D.C., you know, so they know who he is, he knows who they are. And they provided a great service.
Yes.
So we couldn't think of a better outfit. In fact, they're going to put up 60 or 70 guys for us.
Oh, that's amazing.
We're not going to have any worries with security, you know. A lot of people are worried about security. I'm telling you right now, there's no need to be worried. Everything is taken care of.
Between the team at the Omni, who works in conjunction very closely with the Dallas PD, and then working with the First Amendment Praetorian, it's covered. So we feel really good about it. We just want our guests, our speakers, everyone to feel secure. So
absolutely.
Could you tell our viewers? Oh, sorry. Could you tell our viewers, in case some of them, maybe they've heard the name, but they're not real sure who this person is or whatever, could you give us a little bit of background on General Flynn and also Sidney Powell, just kind of who they are, what they'll be bringing to this event?
Absolutely. Well, General Flynn is an American hero. Obviously, you guys know about what the FBI put him and his family through because of the information that he was privy to in the Obama administration. And, you know, they were trying to make his life a living hell for the past 4 years because of it. So we're so beyond honored to have him and to host him. And Sidney Powell is probably one of the greatest attorneys who ever lived. And she got her fame in this is by being his lawyer, his defense.
And now
she really did an outstanding job with that. And now she's working on going after the election fraud, which has been absolutely crazy, rampant, crazy, unthinkable in a country like this, where you have companies like Dominion and Smartmatic that are able to connect to the internet and change the vote results in real time and send the results off to different countries, et cetera. So, this is absolutely unheard of in our republic. They've probably been doing it for a long time, but she's hot on the case. So
She is. She's amazing.
she's an incredible human being.
General
Great.
Flynn
And so
is
when
a
you-
three-star
when we-
general.
General
We
Flynn, yes.
did not say that.
Three-star
but
General Flynn,
deserves
yes.
noting.
Absolutely. So,
Earned every one of them.
He's been in service for, I believe, 32, 33 years in this country.
Yeah, I think that's what it said. And so when we talk about the election and what Sydney is going to bring to the table as far as this speaking event, they had some information today in Arizona that they are no longer going to be mailing out mass ballots. And
Awesome.
So yeah, so that was breaking news today.
Check.
Yeah.
That's huge.
One
That
down.
is huge. And you're going to see more of that in more states, and you're going to also see what's happening in Arizona become a ripple effect in other states. So right now, we have Georgia that it's going to do an audit of their mail-in votes in Fulton County. That's huge. That has the ability to flip Georgia in Trump's favor, So
And as
it's
long
going
as
to happen in Michigan. It's going to happen in Pennsylvania. It's going to happen in Wisconsin. All of this is going to come to a head, and nothing can stop what is coming. There is going to be some major developments coming in the next couple of months.
And truth cannot be covered. No matter what.
Truth will
it's
never
like
be
gravity.
covered up. Absolutely
You don't
not.
have to believe in it, but it's there.
People think that Trump's, going to be running. I think he'll be back before 2024. I firmly believe that. I don't think we should be focusing at all, in fact, on 2022 or 2024.
We have to fix now.
We have to fix 2020.
We have no.
Otherwise, we have
2024.
no 22 or 2024. They're going to steal it from us every single time, or take it from us. They didn't steal it, because stealing is something that's done under cover of darkness, right? And without the person knowing. They took it. They took this from us, right?
All right.
Trump won in a massive landslide, so it's going to be revealed.
John, hold that thought, because we're going to have to take another quick break. It always goes so fast, but we'll be right back after this on Ladies of Another View on Beck.
Since opening in Hebron in 1940, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been your hometown bank. Our mission has been to provide modern banking convenience with old-fashioned hometown service. We've grown with the communities we serve through year-round events, countless sponsorships, and nearly 7,000 hours of volunteering each year. Learn more about our 80-year history at dakotacommunitybank.com.
Hop in the rig and go down the road with me. We'll cover local and national stories that impact you. What happens with national debt? Does anybody even care anymore? Do you think Governor Burgum truly understands the legislative process?
I think he's got a better understanding now than he did 2 years ago.
Why in the world are we having a conversation about being anti-vaccination? Down the road with Joel Heitkamp weekdays at 5:30 Central on Beck News and online at beck.news.
Respect, innovation, trust, and excellence. These core values can be seen in every building built by Straightway Construction. In the community for over 15 years, Straightway Construction has become the premier construction company for commercial projects. From dirt to design and framing to finish, Straightway Construction is your #1 choice. You won't have to look far to find a project that has that Straightway touch. Call them today or go online to straightwayconstruction.com and let them make your vision a reality.
Jeez, what a mess. Look at that. There's roof stuff everywhere. It's so embarrassing. Ruins the neighborhood. Come on, humans. Let's get this fixed.
Don't let your roof go to the dogs. Call America's Best Contractors for your free estimate.
Need a new woof?
After checking with the rest, go with the best. America's Best Contractors. 258-2412. Online at americasbestcontractorsincorporated.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Thanks to your support, you've helped make MyPillow become one of the fastest growing companies in America. Over the last 12 years, you've helped MyPillow create thousands of jobs right here in the USA.
When I got my pillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
That's why I invented MyPillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned. I'm interrupting this commercial right now. Retailers have canceled My Pillow, and to thank you for your support, I'm going to pass the savings directly on to you. Go to mypillow.com right now to get deep discounts on all My Pillow products. For example, you can get my premium My Pillows regularly $69.98, now just $29.98, the lowest price ever.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Welcome back to Ladies of Another View on Beck. We are still visiting with John and Amy down in Texas of the Patriot Voice, and we're so excited to have you here. Now, before the break, we were talking about some of the guests that are coming, and another one is, tell me a little bit about Jason Sullivan. You guys wrote him, his bio said, the Wizard of Twitter. What's that all about? I thought Trump was a Twitter queen or king.
It's interesting you bring that up. So Jason Sullivan, in fact, we were just, I just had lunch with Jason Sullivan, he just got here. But he is a dynamo when it comes to algorithms in the Twitter space. He created an algorithm specifically that helped Trump win in 2016. Yeah. So he was Roger Stone's social media guy, but he got involved with the Trump campaign. And because of his technology, he was able to push Trump's tweets always to the top, exactly, to make sure that they had the most visibility. So he's a pretty big deal, and I will say he's very connected. So he's never spoke publicly. He chose this event to come out from behind the curtain, as he would say.
Oh, that is
cool. Yeah, it's very, very exciting because no one knows of his name, but a couple people know, but he hasn't really put himself out there as being part of the campaign.
Now. They will. Maybe we can have them help us, because we used to get like anywhere up to 80,000 likes on one of our Facebook posts, and now we'll get 1,500 or 1,600. We're shadow banned ourselves. So.
Well, he got Trump using the word shadow ban. I'll just tell you. I'll just put it down.
All right, well,
we picked up something.
We did.
It wasn't the one we wanted to get, but here we are.
So then yet another one, Wayne Dupree, a trailblazer of the conservative movement. What's he all about?
So Wayne, unfortunately, he had to drop out last minute as well because his daughters just graduated from high school. So that's really awesome for him.
They have college visits
They need to do college visits on a dime.
That weren't happening because of the COVID.
Right. So exactly, after the COVID thing happened, now everything's open. So I guess,
But he's amazing, and we're sad to lose him this time. He'll be back at another
event. It is
event.
very unfortunate.
Perfect. We always got to save more.
He'll be back.
And then how about the Texas Agriculture Commissioner, Sid Miller?
Yes.
You want to tell us about him a little bit? What his drive is?
So he is planning on running for governor against Abbott, from what I understand, and he is a diehard patriot who is all about the America First agenda. So he was actually just at Mar-a-Lago the other day with Trump. So
there's some pictures out. He's always in a big cowboy hat.
Yeah, he's a true Texan,
Awesome.
But yeah, he held a pretty high position of power here in Texas as the agriculture commissioner, and we're really excited to have him. So.
And then you have retired Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, and Christian constitutional conservative is how you described him on your website. What do you think he's going to? Yes, and Patriot. What do you think he'll bring to the table this weekend?
I mean,
we're so excited to have him. We're honored to have him, and he
speaks for itself. When you say Alan West, you're like, wow, people turns heads because he's had such a firebrand, awesome message. And he is the head of the Texas GOP. So he holds a lot of weight in the state, and he's going to be here and be able to witness this and be a part of this. And I don't know exactly what he's going to talk about, but it's going to be special. I can promise you that.
Yeah. So and even when it goes clear back to when he was in active duty, when Obama was the president, and some of the things that he was tasked to do on the battlefield, which he did because he was going to protect his troops no matter what. His honor to me is sky high because he knew what truth was, and that's what he did. And I'll always respect him and honor him for that. But also, I was wondering about Juanita Broderick. She's going to have quite a story too. It sounds like.
Yeah. She always does, and I don't know. I don't have Twitter anymore, but if you ever follow her on Twitter,
She's fun.
she's a firecracker, and she does
Yeah.
not hold back. I don't know if any of you follow her, but
She has the
I
mouth
do.
of a sailor.
Can you
We
tell
love
our can you
She
tell
has a
our
lot to
viewers
say.
what her topic is, what her history is that got her name recognition?
Well, she was there during the second debate with Trump and Hillary. She was one of the women who claimed sexual abuse allegations against Bill Clinton. She wrote a book about it. You're going to put some ice on that? I think it's.
Yeah, you got to put some ice.
You got to
on
put
that.
some ice on that.
Or you better put some.
You
ice
better
on
put some ice on that. Sorry.
Oh.
So she has a memoir about that. So I'm sure she's going to speak about that. She's going to speak about the Clintons and what they did to her and how evil they are. So I mean, that's going to be some really good insight. And she's a sweetheart. So
She is. She's great.
we've gotten to know her. So.
And George Papadopoulos, that ought to be interesting
Oh,
too,
yes.
to see him in
I
person.
mean,
I'm looking forward to
he's
that.
one of the major deep state targets, along with General Flynn and Jason Sullivan. Actually,
all deep
they're
state
all deep
targets.
state targets. These guys were all, part of the, Mueller subpoenas and everything like that. So there's going to be a lot of insight about Obamagate, and I think we're going to hear a lot about what Durham is doing or has done. So that's going to be really interesting. for a lot
Oh
of
my
people.
gosh, you're touching on all the Patriot PowerPoints.
This
We're
is
bringing them
true.
back.
That's the
I
point.
love
We're
it.
bringing it back. I mean, this is not another
not over.
conservative, this is not a CPAC.
No.
Let's just leave it at that. This is not political.
Boring
This
CPAC.
is about, exactly. This is about taking back our republic
Right.
from
Absolutely.
communist socialists.
So
as Doug
that's
Billings
exactly
used to
what
call
you're
it.
hoping that everybody takes away from this, correct?
Yes,
That, as well as just action points of what people can do
absolutely.
in their respective communities with their respective voices.
It's an action plan too.
It is.
Yes.
And a lot of
Excellent.
I know General Flynn will want to talk about that action plans for people, as well as a lot of the other speakers. So Jason Sullivan, I know, will be touching on that, because people want to be involved and they want their voices heard. And I know people will walk away with this. We want people to walk away with this sense of hope, but also a sense of
Yes.
what they can do.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's not about just talking about the issues. It's about presenting a solution
Yes.
to the issues. And how can people get involved on a very basic level?
A grassroots too.
Grassroots. Exactly.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So
That's
we
very
have
good.
just less than a minute, and as I said earlier, Beck is going to be very well represented there. 4 of us are going to be there. 4 of the ladies will be there.
Yes.
Doug Billings is going to be there, and they talk about him as being the next Rush Limbaugh. And no disrespect
Oh,
to
yeah.
Rush, because we love him to
Yes.
death, and nobody can replace
Sure.
Rush. And I'm
Treasure.
gonna,
But Doug would be a
That's a hell of an
wonderful
honor.
successor.
Yeah.
he
Agreed.
would. Okay, so people who aren't going, are you going to live stream any of this? Are there bits or pieces? Just 20 seconds. What do you have?
Okay. So we are, if you cannot make it, first of all, if you can make it, go right now to thepatriotvoice.us and make sure that you pick up a general admission ticket while there's still left. There's about 50 left. There's not
50
many.
left, no VIP anymore, but it's thepatriotvoice.us.
Yes, we just sold out a VIP. And then if you cannot make it, you can go to magainfo.tv, which is Jason Sullivan's project. He's going to talk more about there. We will be doing a live stream exclusively through them for only $17.76. You can live stream the entire event with promo code
$17.76.
Patriot.
We caught that.
So make sure
Okay.
that you go check
All
that
right,
out.
thanks, John and Amy. We have run out of time. We appreciate everything you've done and can't wait to meet you guys
Thank
on
you.
Friday.
Absolutely.
Take care.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much
See
for
you
having
soon.
Yes, thank you.
us. See you in Dallas.
God bless.
Yeah. Yeehaw.
See you guys in
Bye.
Dallas.
We'll be right back after this on Ladies of Another View on Beck.
Respect, innovation, trust, and excellence. These core values can be seen in every building built by Straightway Construction. In the community for over 15 years, Straightway Construction has become the premier construction company for commercial projects. From dirt to design and framing to finish, Straightway Construction is your #1 choice. You won't have to look far to find a project that has that Straightway touch. Call them today or go online to straightwayconstruction.com and let them make your vision a reality.
Deciding how to promote your business can be hard. Visit the professionals at Dakota Promotions and Printing and let them help you through your struggle. Dakota Promotions provides promotional items and apparel, from corporate gifts to team shirts and everything in between. With quick turnaround times and friendly service, they are your best choice. And best yet, you're shopping local. Visit them online at dakotapromo.com or stop in their showroom at 320 West Main in Mandan. Dakota Promotions, delivering promotions just for you.
Every great pizza has a secret. At New York To Go, that secret lies in our perfectly recreated New York water, the key ingredient to making our signature New York-style pizza. We also feature gyros, with the region's only gyro meat spit, plus Nathan's hot dogs, calzones, and our delicious jumbo buffalo wings. Try a 14-inch or our special giant 20-inch pizza tonight. You gotta know how to fold them if you want to hold them. New York To Go, we deliver for you.
40 years ago, Aero Service Team started with one truck and lots of hard work.
Times may have changed, but the hard work that we put in to get your lives back in order after fire, water, and disaster hasn't.
Over the years, we've seen so many families lose their belongings due to water and fire damage. Restoring homes back to the original state has made every hour of hard work well worth it.
Thank you for trusting our family with yours.
When disaster strikes, you only have to make one call. Aero Service Team does it all.
Hey Bucks fans, if you're planning an outing, birthday, or employee appreciation night, then bring your group out to the Buck Stop for a night of fast-paced, high-scoring football. Your group will receive discounted tickets, options for reserved seating, scoreboard messages, VIP services, swag, and a space to gather during the game. You can also participate in pre-game ceremonies, halftime entertainment, in-game contests, and more. Call 701-595-0771 or visit bismarckbucks.com/tickets. All GA is first come, first serve. We'll see you on the turf. Go Bucks!
I'm Rick Becker from No Apologies. Welcome to your after-hours oasis of sanity. How can these people not see that they're just clowns?
We help simplify and educate you on things going on in the legislature and around the country.
Asking the hard-hitting questions.
But also having Lee Stack and Sid and Marty Croft stuff, and we've talked about that sometimes. It's bad.
Watch us weeknights at 9 Central on Beck News and online at beck.news.
Welcome back to Ladies of Another View on Beck. So I'm pretty pumped up to get to Dallas.
I'm jacked, I'm telling you.
Can't wait. I know, but this brings us to our lighter side. And today we have something a little bit different. Patty got an interview with Dennis Quaid, and the movie is called Blue Miracle. It was phenomenal. We got to watch it as a group, or some of us did, and watch the whole show, but we couldn't talk about it because of the rules that they have with these with shows. Anyway, I want you to take a look at this trailer.
Crazy things happen all the time, right?
Are you using this tournament to save your orphanage?
This story, it's so unbelievable that if it weren't true, you could never write a movie about it.
Omar, he's running out of options. His whole foundation is about to be ripped out from underneath him.
You have the chance to make all that money at once. Omar, all you have to do is catch a fish.
I don't know the first thing about fishing.
Welcome to Bisbee's Black and Blue, the Super Bowl of fishing tournaments.
It's amazing how you can touch the life of a kid doing something very small. You're gonna reel in the fish.
Me? True stories resonate with audiences in a way that fictional stories don't.
It'll be fun.
Man, you really crazy way.
It's about personal evolution. It's about faith. God doesn't always answer our prayers the way that we think he should. And no matter what happens, you'll always be my sons.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Oh, you guys, it had such a great message and just a good family show. But here's the really cool part. Patty and Kendi got to do an interview with Dennis Quaid and Jimmy Gonzalez, the two lead actors. So before we get talking about it, let's look at the interview that they did yesterday with them.
Hi, I'm Patty Armstrong, and this is Kendi Chase, and we are with Ladies of Another View on Beck. Thank you for doing this interview.
Glad to be here.
Hi, Patty. Hi, Katie.
Hello. Hi, Dennis and Jimmy. We love the movie.
Great. Thank you.
Dennis, I want to ask you, you have a lot of inspirational movies. Is that something you actually are attracted to?
I'd say so. I'd say my whole life is a miracle, actually. I'm still here doing this. The thing that I love to do, doing movies and acting. And I just couldn't help myself. It's so appealing, this story, the ultimate underdog story. And it really is like the title, a miracle, that these kids that were losing their orphanage, you know, were going to be put out on the streets, and this old salt sea captain could win the biggest fishing tournament in the world, you know, against all those pros. And it's if it was a piece of fiction, I don't think they would have made the film, because who would believe that?
Totally. Such an inspiring movie. So, Jimmy, I'm curious to know from you, what would be the message that you would want viewers to take away from Blue Miracle?
You know, it's a couple of them, but the big ones are like faith and like to embrace your vulnerabilities, you know, and to move forward despite the challenges that get placed in your path. Challenge yourself, look at yourself, and keep growing. It's just, you know, the movie is filled with so many themes, but those are the ones that really stick out for me.
Awesome.
You know, you both were such believable characters. Of course, you're good at this, obviously. But I'm wondering, Jimmy, what kind of research went into this role for you?
My own life.
Expound on that a little more.
You know, I came onto the film a little bit later in the process. It was about 5 weeks out before we started shooting, and I found out I got the part. And initially, I had been up for a supporting role, but you know, Omar's story, real life story, is very, very similar to mine. You know, Omar himself grew up on the streets, and I have experience in foster care as a child, and you know, he turned something that he had in his life that was difficult into a real gem and a real asset. And I'm still trying to do that, you know? And so I wanted to be able to lean into that. And when I got this story, I got this script, it blew me away how similar it was to my own life.
That's beautiful.
It was actually really scary.
Yeah, it is scary actually to kind of face those moments where you're like, dang, this is mirroring my life. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Dennis, I'm curious to know what you hope audiences will take away from this film.
Well, I hope they're entertained, number one.
Okay.
You know, that's because it's such a good movie. It's a great story to enjoy. It really is. It's inspirational, that's for sure. And, you know, it's such a positive message to it. And people want to go to the movies and watch movies to feel things, you know, and this certainly makes you feel good.
You know, and I like what you said, Dennis, that it wouldn't be the same if it wasn't a true story. You'd say, yeah, right. Instead, everybody is so uplifted at the end. And I love your character. Did you feel any connection to that character yourself in any way?
Oh, I think at times in life I have, you know, I think, you know, he's so boisterous and ego driven, but inside he really feels like a fraud himself. And, you know, I've certainly felt that in my life, and, you know, at times. And, you know, he puts importance on all the wrong things this guy does. And he'd won the tournament actually the first time legitimately. The second time he cheated a bit actually, and I think he's looking for redemption, and he doesn't really even know it.
Yeah, it was a powerful movie, and I want to thank you both for doing this interview with us, and we appreciate your time.
Right.
Thank you.
And we really encourage viewers to watch this movie. I think you'll come away just really uplifted by it.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yay.
Wasn't
Well
that
done,
cool?
ladies.
That
Yes,
was
well
awesome.
done. It just makes you look forward to the premiere of this show.
You guys, I can't say enough how it's just uplifting. I mean, there's moments where you want to cry in this show, but it's all about these kids in the orphanage, and there was a hurricane that hit, and this is all a true story. There was water standing in their place, and the only way to save the money or to get the money was they had to earn it somehow. So then one of Omar's or one of Omar's.
Papa Omar.
Yeah, Papa Omar. One of his gangster buddies from his past went ahead, came in and said, hey, I can get you the money, I can get you the money. And he said, nope, that's not his lifestyle anymore. So it was basically a miracle. It was a blue miracle.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, when we watched the film, I've been telling everybody that'll listen to me, you've got to watch this movie, and you can watch it with your kids and your grandkids and your great-grands and your great-great-grands and whoever, because it's a wholesome movie and it promotes exactly what we were talking about on our show yesterday as far as promoting love for your fellow man in your community. How do you do that? This show it really speaks to that. And I liked what Jimmy Gonzalez had to say about challenge yourself, and go beyond that fear, because you'll see some of that in the movie. If you watch the movie, you'll see what he was talking about in his own life. And, I had that very thing happen to me. I've always been afraid I was going to drown if I got in over my head in the water, and went with some friends to a place, and we were in the ocean in the dark, and I was so afraid I would drown, and yet they kept saying, we've got you, we've got you, we've got you, and I challenged myself. I never felt so exhilarated as something like that, just to know I lived. It was great.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
It is. So this kind of brings us to the end of our show for today and for the week. And we do appreciate you guys joining us and watching with us every day. We really appreciate the messages that we get and the information that we can share with you. But we're really looking forward to this weekend. I tell you what, we had, and we're going to bring it all back. We're going to be like sponges. We're going to bring it all back. But before, enough about us per se. We want you to go out and celebrate the veterans that have fought and died for this country. It is so important to recognize that and to appreciate the freedoms that we have today is because someone fought for those freedoms. And we just can't say enough about just get out there, celebrate life, celebrate each other, and celebrate our veterans and our country. Amen. So we will see you next time on Ladies of Another View on Beck.
And check out Netflix.com for the movie
Yes,
tomorrow.
and peace out. Absolutely.